I'm hoping we can kind of talk about what is something that we're hoping to see change for the coming future. Just for either in this school, in this state, country.
Superintendent's changing.
Yeah, changing superintendents.
Out of isolation.
Definitely not for me and Mina's text.
I just really
Okay,
hope
got
that
it.
We don't talk about that.
when they change the superintendent, it's not going to be a worse one.
Yeah. Unless they really find a worse one.
Do we know who
Are you guys hating on Mr.
My name is Adam Rice. My pronouns are he, er, and I'm in 11th grade, or I am a junior. I don't exactly remember when I joined, but I think I've been in Space around. It's been so long, I do not remember. Like 7th or 8th grade, so 3 or 4 years. The things I remember the most is Percy being there and a lot of the older members being there, and the was quite small. And I know after most of the seniors left, it was normally just me and Barroso, the teacher, running it. And it didn't really increase until like last year, where it just started expanding more when Matson took over. And I've just watched it grow from like something to nothing to like something bigger than it was at the start. So I guess it's varied quite a lot. I feel like the group has impacted me by the fact that I'm normally not really a social person, and it's made me meet a lot of people that I feel like I can trust and I can also share my experiences with. And also just like somewhere where I can go when I'm feeling stressed, or when I need somewhere like at the end of the week to be like, yeah, I'm so glad I made it through that this week. And for a while, it was like the only thing that would get me through school, which was to be able to go to safe space, and it's helped me in my mental health quite a lot. And I've helped with a lot of things like having Representative Finke come and talk to the group and have like a little interview. I was the one that set that up, and I do a lot of communication between Miss Madsen and the rest of the members, and I like to help with as much as I possibly can. Honestly, I hope a lot of things happen, but for the few I can think of, I hope that it doesn't get like as dissed upon as it does now. And I want to be able to say, yeah, I'm in this group and not get made fun of for it, because this group is one of the things I really enjoy doing. And for group itself, I just hope it grows bigger and that more people can find, or at least somewhat grasp their identity, if not fully find it. I just want to make people understand who they are and be able to figure out how to stand up for themselves and fight for what they believe is right. So I guess giving that to the group, it means so much to me because I have a loving family, but some people don't. And knowing that they can get support elsewhere and they can get the information they need about transitioning or just anything here means a lot to me, honestly.
That's sad.
Like your volleyball.
That's a boundary. Please stop.
I am Sam Bartelt. I am in 11th grade, or I'm a junior year, and my pronouns are any pronouns, so oftentimes just they, them. My relation to PJ, or Percy Bartelt, is he's my brother. Safe Space was made in around 2019, so that was about 5 years ago. So I must have been in 6th or 7th grade, which is crazy. I remember that you were talking about it, and it's not that I didn't understand it, but I didn't see the point of it at that time, because I, at the time, thought I was a cishet guy at the time, so I didn't see the point in it. But eventually I came to understand, like, it is a helpful thing. It is a thing to look forward to at the end of the week, and just have time with friends and just to ease down, I guess. It's been really helpful just to, like, if anything happened during the week, just to get like a new spin on it, like a more adult perspective usually, because, like, you know, at the time, Mr. Byrozo, I would just go to him and he'd give me his adult perspective and on what to do. And now it's Chapman and Matson, and they give me really good advice there as well. And that's really helpful. I kind of am semi-leader. I am the older gay, as Matson so lovingly calls me. I just kind of keep more of a slower pace to things, and just an easier time being there. When I'm there, it's an easier time. I hope we have a bigger impact with Lake Crystal, whether I'm there or not. I hope it affects the other gays, and that they have something to look forward to, and that they have a safe space to go to. But also, like, I just hope that we have more impact as a whole to Minnesota. Other schools can, like, look at our school and go, oh, that's a good idea, and then they can incorporate it to their schools as well.
You can get a signed poster, a 15-minute Q&A with him beforehand, and early access to the event. Yes.
Oh, high school student.
College or high school.
No, I'm not doing masters right now.
Oh, okay.
I've kind of stopped taking some of the classes just because so much has been going on last year.
It's Glaze with the Gays event. It is an LGBTQIA plus youth event, specifically Tuesday, February 27th.
Sounds cool.
No, I know, but it's like, is that not really like
I need to
something
get
a lot of people
tested.
say in a normal conversation?
My name is Aaron Bartelt. I am a client service representative at a Farm Credit Financial. Percy is my oldest son. Came out as trans to us in, I believe, when he was 15 or 16. I don't remember the exact year. It was a little rough at first. It was a lot to get used to, but we love him unconditionally no matter what. I understand that PJ was looking at some GSA sites and was thinking that a safe space would be an interesting idea to have at Lake Crystal, that they could really utilize something like that. He worked with a teacher by the name of Mr. Brozo, and together they put a plan together for a presentation and presented it to the principal and got it started that way. We were incredibly honored and proud of him that he was able to accomplish something like that still continues to this day, 4 years after he graduated. So as a small town farming community in Minnesota, the LGBTQ crowd is not as prevalent because there aren't as many citizens in this small town, in the small area. The whole area around Lake Crystal, all told for students, is about 3,000 people. So it's a much smaller group of people to find like-minded individuals. And those that are in the LGBTQIA+ community do tend to be singled out for their differentness. So having a place where the students can go and feel welcome with one another is very important for mental health and well-being. My high school didn't have any kind of support system like this in place. We had a very understanding and open-minded school guidance counselor who was very helpful to students, but it was the late 90s and the early 2000s, so it still wasn't a big thing in small towns to have gay or bisexual or transgender people in their communities. So they were ostracized quite a bit. She did her best to help people of the LGBTQ community, but unfortunately it wasn't something that was strong in our schools. I myself am bisexual and didn't come out until I was much older. Certainly didn't do it when I was in high school because I got picked on a lot as it was. So having something like this would have been very, very helpful. A group like this would have impacted my life as well as the lives of my friends because we were the open outcasts. We we were familiar with one another, but unfortunately, even because it was a small town, again, in the late 90s and early 2000s, we weren't that honest with one another. And a very dear friend of mine who we kind of knew to be gay, but he himself had not come out. He didn't do it until he was much, much older either. And I think if we would have all known how we felt and what we were all going through, a group like this would have been very beneficial.
What are some things we're feeling right now? Anything to rant about, either in life or around the world?
What's going on in Florida?
In Florida?
Yeah.
What about Florida?
Always
I don't know.
something
I don't like
wrong with that
standards.
place.
I heard something about Florida.
Recently, they had an ID ban where you can't put your preferred gender on your ID.
That's so stupid.
But
Really?
also, what else is Florida doing? They're doing everything. Yeah, they.
Well, with Ron DeSantis out of the race now, I'm like,
Yeah, yeah. But yeah,
hallelujah.
that's what happened in Florida recently.
What is
Politics.
the stuff?
They've been trying
What
a
is
lot
the
of stuff
hype
for
on
like a
families
few
when
years
they're
now.
May I,
Hello.
please?
Yeah.
Because that's
a good,
just
that's a
like,
good
that's just.
shot.
Wow.
All right, thank you.
That's